Hi, this is a video explaining the Escape the Decades escape room. This is a Google form, and you should have a paper handout which will help you work through each of the puzzles. That looks like this. It's the info/puzzle sheet that was given out in class, and it's also posted to Google Classroom. So on this escape room, it is unlike other escape rooms you've had before. You're going to do a couple challenge activities for the decades 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and then one for the 1990s. And if you weren't here, this video is to help you out. Also, if I'm gone and I can't help, this should help you get started. So Escape the Decades escape room. A few of the decades have a start code, which is just one word on a simple question to get going. And then every decade will have two activities. So your start code for the 50s, it says, in this game, blank are several grammar and other challenges to complete. And you're going to plug in one of the options for there. And that's going to be your start code. The 50s, the first challenge activity is called the jukebox activity. The jukebox activity, you're going to have 3 columns of songs, just like this here. This is the B column. The middle is the C column, and the right column is the D column. And if you look at the red squares, that's for each song. So if you want to play Elvis Presley's Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, you would click B1. So for this challenge lock, you're going to look in every column and find out which song title is spelled correctly, capitalized correctly. So for the B column, the one that is correct to start you out is B5. Take Your Time by Buddy Holly. So when you type in your code, it will start with B5. Then you're going to find one that is correct in this C row and one that is correct in this D row. And it's going to be in alphanumeric order, which is the letter, then the number, the letter, the number, the letter, the number. So that is going to be your code for 50s Challenge 1. 50s Challenge 2 is the sock hop. There's some spelling words on a list. You're going to click this blue link here, and it's going to open up the sock hop. Now, the sock hop activity, you're going to have 7 pink circles. You're going to drag and drop those circles onto 7 correctly spelled words. The one we did in class together was description. Description is spelled correctly. You'll have 6 more to drag and drop. To finish the lock for the sock hop, you're going to add up all of the numbers inside of these pink circles, and that will be your lock code to get you out of the 1950s. The 1960s start code. You're going to look at capitalization and spelling. We have a song title, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. To start this 1960s challenge, you're going to type either yes or no. Yes if it's capitalized correctly, no if it's not. First challenge for the 60s is looking at this set of posters. Now you can look at the pictures, but you're really not going to have any information in the pictures. All the information you're going to use starts with the capital letters and then the song lists below that. First part of challenge 1, this poster code, you're going to see which 2 posters have song titles that have a proper noun in them. Proper nouns are specific people, places, things, and ideas. We did this one together in class. Memphis is a specific place. That is a proper noun. So capital A will start your code. And then Martha is a specific woman's name. D is your next code. So your poster code will start A-D. Now the rest of the code, you're going to look at each white poster here, and one of these song titles is capitalized correctly. You're going to choose the number of whichever song in each white poster is capitalized correctly, and that's the rest of your code. So your code will be A-D and then 4 different numbers in this order here, like A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you choose which song title is spelled correctly, capitalized correctly. The van code. The van code, you're going to look at this blue poster, and you're going to look at two areas of the blue poster. The left side of the line, the A column with the colorful peace signs, and then the right side of the column with punctuation and things like that. So you're going to choose in the A column the statement that is using correct punctuation and correct conjunctions, the fanboys words. So if you think this one is correct, you would put down pink. And then you're going to look to see which number area over here also uses correct capitalization and punctuation. But you're just going to use the number from whichever one you think is right. So your answer might be orange, 500, blue, 300, pink, 400. So one color, one number. That's the rest of your codes for the 1960s number 2 challenge. 1970s, you're going to have subject agreement practice. Subject agreement practice, start code for the 70s. You're going to look at this sentence here. Escape room games, including this one, will require players to follow directions and use creative thinking skills. If you think the subject and the verb go together correctly, you'll type yes. If not, you'll type no. That will start your 1970s skills. 1970s. The first activity for the 1970s will be subject-verb agreement. You're going to have A through J statements. Only 4 of these are correct. So you're going to choose which one does the subject match the verb. So in class, we looked at G. A disco ball with bright lights are perfect for a dance party. Disco ball are. That doesn't match because a disco ball is one thing. It should say disco ball is. So you would not pick G. You're going to pick 4, though, that are correct, and you'll have the letters. You're going to take those letters and look at this shopping chart from things from the 70s, and it doesn't matter the order, but whichever 4 letters, they match up or correlate to an item and a price. You're going to add up the total cost, and that is your lock answer for Challenge 1. Challenge 2 for the 70s is a decoder. You'll have this link here, and when you open the decoder, you'll have 2 slides. This is the first one. This is the second one. The second one, you're going to look at each of the 10 sentences and decide if the subject and verb shifts go together or if they don't. So number 1 we did together in class. Most Saturday nights we go to the disco and later we got something to eat. That's incorrect. That should say we go to the disco and we get something to eat, not got. So that would be no. So you're going to drag one of these purple rings, drop it onto no because that is incorrect. And on your planning sheet, which is right here, you'd put no because we just did no. The number in the ring is 15, so you plug 15 here. And then you're going to look at the first slide and find 15 in your decoder wheel. 15 matches up to the letter B. B is in boy, and B would go there. So no, 15, B. And you're going to finish the other 9 questions, and then in this letter column, top to bottom, that will spell out 2 words that are used, were used in the 70s. That will be your code. What are the 2 words? 70s are done. 1980s, you're going to deal with subject pronouns or object pronouns. Subject pronouns show up at the beginning of a sentence. Object pronouns show up at the end of the sentence. So you have some pronouns here, me, her, him, us, and them. You're just going to type subject if they would show up at the beginning of a sentence, or object if they would show up at the end. And that is your start code for the 80s. First activity for the 80s, first challenge. You're going to use these subject-object pronouns again, and you're going to use this little chart. Subject on the left, object on the right. First part of the sentence, end of a sentence. You're going to click on the pronoun drag activity, which is right here. The pronoun drag activity. You'll have the chart again, and then you'll have the full drag activity with the chart here. You got to use the chart, okay? You're going to have 3 sections: t-shirt, shoes, sunglasses. In each section, you will have 2 subject pronouns, 2 object pronouns. So 2 subject up here, 2 subject here, 2 subject here, 2 object, 2 object, 2 object. So looking at the chart. And the trick to figuring this out is look at the sentence. If it goes at the end, like your blank is right here at the end, object pronouns go at the end of a sentence. So look at this list, and you have the choices I or me. Objects at the end, me. So me stays. You leave the one that's correct. You're going to drag the one that's incorrect off screen. And what that does is that's going to open up or reveal a letter or a word. And you have your handout sheet here. We just did t-shirt, the last one. A letter K will go in this 4th box under t-shirt. And what that's going to do, the white things that are revealed when you drag off the wrong answers will spell out top to bottom the title of a famous 1980s movie. There's actually 3 movies in the same series that are well known. That's going to be your lock code for 80s Challenge 1. 80s Challenge 2, you have a mixtape link. Mixtape link. In the 80s, people made mixtapes by recording their own songs. Pronoun antecedent agreements. You have 9 sentences. You're going to fill the blank with an option at the end, and then plug the pink letter into the box below. So number 1, the CD player I just bought plays CDs, not records. I paid $800 for it or them, but the sound quality is outstanding. It or them. I paid $800 for it, because it's talking about one thing, the CD player. So the letter D will go in this bottom box. Okay? And then on your planning sheet, D will go right here. And then you're only going to look in this middle column at the Michael Jackson record. There are multiple records listed. You're going to look at the Michael Jackson record. So this is just this one. You can kind of ignore Tina Turner, Madonna, Prince, just Michael Jackson. And you're going to look at the letters that you just chose. We just chose D. Is D one of the songs in this Michael Jackson list? No. Michael Jackson was not one of the letter D choices. That was a Tina Turner one. So you can ignore that. You only pick the 3 that are Michael Jackson songs. So this would be blank, and this would be blank, because we have D, and that was not a Michael Jackson song. But when you finish the sentences, 3 of these in the middle will be Michael Jackson songs. C, G, K, O, or S, whichever ones happen to pop up on your chart as you're using it. Now, when you find those 3, you're going to record the first word of whichever 3 songs that are on that list. That's your lock code. So the Thriller Billy Beat, Billy Beat one, whatever it is. 3 first words of the 3 songs on the list. That's the end of the 80s. Last activity is the 90s. You're going to have a cryptogram puzzle. Cryptogram puzzle looks like this. You're going to have some letters to drag into a puzzle. Some of the letters are already there for you. Some of you'll have to fill yourself. Like this Rubik's Cube goes with letter T. Well, you have some Rubik's Cubes areas that are blank, so you're going to drag and drop the letter T into those spots. And you're going to come up with a phrase out of all these blue letters here that you figure out into a phrase. And you're going to Google that phrase. And it's going to have something to do with this lady here. That's Beyonce, if you didn't know. And once you Google the phrase, you'll figure out a city and a year. And that's the end to your lock code for the cryptogram. And then you'll be all done. So this Decades Escape Room is unlike any other one. Typically, it will take a few days to work on. So do not be discouraged if you don't get it done in one class period. Usually it'll take 2, if not 3. So if you have any questions, also sometimes students get a box that pops up that says restricted access. Just click where you're going to request access from me, and it'll shoot me an email, and I can grant you that access. I'm not sure why that happens for some students and not others. It should be wide open and available to everyone, but if you get that restricted access, just shoot me the link, the blue button, and it will send me an email. So good luck. If you have any questions, let me know.